Nugget! So anybody who knows our flock knows that our flock separates into two main flocks. The chickens and the geese. But this comes with a sidewalk, with a surprise. Because we have this one chicken. She was our second bird. She was alone with Pretty Bird for over a year. And she grew up with only knowing Pretty Bird. She genuinely believes that she's a goose. She belongs to the goose flock. Even when we added chickens, she showed no interest. She didn't want to be with the chickens. And when we added the geese, she simply got the geese to accept her. But now, we have these roosters, especially Honey, who every single evening, as the sun begins to go down, he stresses over the fact that Nugget will not be corralled into the coop. She stays out late with the geese. This is a game that happens every single night between the two of them. He basically circles the goose flock, knowing that the geese will nip at him and go after him if he gets too close. And Nugget, every time he gets close to her, will run into the goose flock, knowing that she can do that because she's the only one who's accepted by the goose flock. And that the geese will protect her from Honey. But he hasn't given up. This has been going on for now a year and a half almost. I'd say at least a year. This has been happening. And every single night, he still returns. He still, after bringing all the other girls inside, you can see, well, not all of them. Teriyaki's got 2 girls out there. But he still battles with Nugget every evening. Hyper-focused on her because he's trying to get her in. It's almost like Teriyaki and Honey have divided the job of bringing Nugget inside and the other ladies, to where Teriyaki is responsible for bringing the other girls inside. Come on, Buckbox! Come on, Buckbox! Come on, Buckbox! Spicy! Barbecue! Come on, Buckbox! Buck. And Honey seems to always be tasked with trying to convince Nugget that it's bedtime. It's a surprise that we have any girls left outside, because usually everyone's corralled in already. Poor guy. He tries so hard to do his job. And Nugget couldn't care less. Hey, Nuggy. See, look, he comes over. She's separate from the goose flock. And she goes over to where the geese are. And he's trying to do his little dances and corral her. I don't know if you can. You can hear him complaining, hopefully, if the geese aren't completely destroying the sound. Every time he gets close, every time she knows he's got an eye on her, she goes in between the geese. She does this very nonchalantly. Like, sometimes if he's chasing her down, he wants to mate with her or something, and she doesn't want to, she just goes right into the geese, and then the geese nip at them and make the roosters go away. And it's like he considers giving up multiple times, and he'll like go inside and go check on his other girls, and most of the time he'll come back out. See? It's bedtime. He's like, get inside! What do you think you're doing? It's getting dark. It's dangerous. Nugget's one of the geese. And I find this hilarious because it happens like every night. The other funny thing about Nugget is that she'll come over here like it's been raining all day down here in Texas. I'm literally wearing a plastic cover. And the geese have decided that this corner, whenever it's raining, is super fascinating. This is where they like to dig for I don't know what. But they like to, forage through the mud over here in this corner. And when I catch them, I can literally see Nugget wading through the water, like just walking in the water, foraging in the water. And she forages, of course, a little bit differently because she can't just keep her beak and her face down in the water like the geese can. But she'll, pick up stuff out of the water. And then she'll stand there with the geese, grooming herself to dry herself off, just as the geese do when they spread their waterproof oils all over their body. But see, Nugget doesn't have the same kind of oils as the geese do. She doesn't have waterproof feathers. Her feathers do not create the same coverage that geese have and that ducks have. So Nugget does get wet, soaked wet. But she doesn't seem to care. She seems to want to stay out in the rain, get into the puddles, and do everything the geese do. Because she's one of them. It's one of my favorite things to watch, in one way, but it's also something I find insanely frustrating because it concerns me. These guys just think this weather is awesome. Right, buddy? What do you think, Delta? Yeah? You love the weather? You ready for your interview? What do you want, big boy? I know you don't like it when I wear that. What? I know. All the other chickens are inside. Nugget! No. See? No more chickens left. Everybody's gone in. And Honey is right down the steps. You see him? He'll keep coming out, trying to get Nugget inside. Here he comes again. Told you. He comes out over and over and over again. Even if it's just to check on Nugget for distance. But he'll continue to come outside, frustrated, bickering. I'm not joking. Bickering. Because he wants Nugget to come inside. It's late. It's getting dark out. He's getting worried, right? The chickens are supposed to be indoors by now. All his females are supposed to come inside where he can keep them safe from predators and such, right? But Nugget is one of the geese. And she will not accept anything less. Usually what ends up happening is that Nugget stays out until it becomes fully dark. Oh, we get a big bird. Oh, that was beautiful, baby. Usually what happens is Nugget will stay out until it gets completely dark. And then after it's been completely dark for a little while, that's when she will very grumbly and very pissy, with lots of complaints, make her way inside. Sometimes. Not always. Other times, she'll literally stay outside with the geese until it will go. You're the chicken goose, aren't you? Or is it a goose chicken? Hey, Squirt. Hey, Squirt. You're so cute. I really want to add another cackling to our flock. What do you guys think? Shall we add more cacklings? They're so cute. They're so tiny. And I think Squirt needs a mate that's her size. Because these boys are a little big. These geese just love this corner right now. As of late, with the way the weather is, with the rain, the geese just love this. They're just over here foraging, chowing down on the grass. Pretty Bird's been doing a really, really good with his appetite lately, so that's great. Also, I haven't seen any major issues. I just here and there catch like tiny little breathing challenges here and there. Nothing major, nothing that persists, nothing, or maybe like 30 minutes or so, from what I can tell. Um, but part of me not wanting to jinx it, I'm like literally looking around and knocking on wood. Oh yeah, this is happening. Yes. Knocking on wood. Part of me feels like the amount of times that I see him doing little gasps or little breathing things that are like, where like his beak will move like, okay, so when he was really sick, his beak would go like this, right? He was breathing fairly rapid, and he was opening his beak like a significant amount to breathe, right? And then when he got better, he would just constantly do this, where like his beak was opening a little bit, but it was still opening, right? Then he got much better, and his beak would only do this. Where like, if you're not looking, if you don't know what you're looking for, with the fact that the top and the bottom are all black, and he wasn't actually opening it all the way, you wouldn't really catch it. And then, what I catch now are basically tiny moments where for like a few minutes, or even just for a moment, I'll see him doing something like this. And it's barely at all. It's like I can just kind of see it happening, and then he'll stop. I don't know if that's at all something to do with him having been sick, or if that's my paranoia, or if that's him just simply recovering because he had something that was making him very sick for a very long time. Now, kittens, don't do it. Now, according to the vet, we shouldn't be having this happening. She said 2 weeks of antibiotics, he shouldn't be showing any more signs of being sick. On the other hand, I'm like, am I just being paranoid? Or the other possibility, which I discussed on my last live when I was speaking to Greg was watching, and we were discussing this, was the fact that we now have more cats. And the kittens don't stay away from the birds as much as Muffin does. Muffin usually, keeps her distance really well. But the kittens over here, these guys are still learning, right? And curiosity kills the cat. They do get pretty darn close to them. So the kittens do get nipped by, turning on the light. The kittens do get nipped by the geese sometimes, especially by Pretty Bird. So I'm wondering what if Pretty Bird, while he was sick, because from my understanding, birds have an inherent allergy against cats. Like, just a base allergy, as in if they're bitten by a cat or scratched by a cat, their body reacts to it in a more allergic kind of way. Like, their saliva can be deadly to them. So, like, basically just feline in general. Feline saliva can be deadly to birds, basically. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's just, in my memory, I feel like I've looked into this before in the past. Which is one of the reasons why I moved the cats out here. I'm literally having to use the light so that you guys can see them. Like, it's getting darker and darker. Nugget! What are you doing, Nugget? Nugget! What are you doing? What are you doing? You need to go inside. It's night time. It's night time, Nugget. Yes, Bucks. It's night time, Bucks. Buck. Come on, Bucks. Anyways, I'm wondering if maybe Pretty Bird, she will immediately veer out of the way because she's been around these guys for over a year. Whereas the little ones, they often just sit around and just watch as they approach. or they go closer. See, like Muffin, you wouldn't see Muffin doing something like this, where she's like going closer to them and getting really curious, wanting to be near them. Not bite, but like nip at him, get him to go away. He wants them to get away. He wants them to stay out of his bubble, right? Pretty bird, are you coming? Pretty bird, are you coming? Come on. What? What? Nugget. Are you gonna go inside already? Come on, woman. You're a chicken. Go inside. Hi. Can I help you? Do you have an appointment? You do? Okay, that's good to know. Anyway, so I'm wondering if when Pretty Bird nips to kittens, when they get too close to him, which is all the process of basically barnyard kitties learning their place, understanding that they don't mess with the birds, they need to keep their distance. But I'm wondering if whenever he nips them, getting hair into his mouth, getting that dander into his beak, I wonder if his airways are reacting with an allergic reaction, which is why I'm seeing limited reactions from him and like far and in between. So like he'll have a reaction randomly for a period of time and then he'll be fine. I'm wondering if that's an allergic reaction, as in his body's reacting to being exposed to the cat dander or to the cat saliva or whatever, right? And then his body gets past it, he's able to rinse out his beak or whatever. See, the kittens get so close to the geese right now. They really shouldn't be doing this. And I'm trying to teach them. There's only so much I can teach them. And, when you're raising cats that are supposed to be barn cats, that are supposed to help keep the mouse population down on your property, part of it is they have to learn. I didn't let them out and about until very recently. See? They don't go until they're threatened by one of the geese. And I hope they learn before mating season comes around. Because otherwise you're going to seriously regret this. You hear me? You're going to regret... Look at this. They don't even budge. See? They don't budge. They don't react like Muffin does. Muffin, if they were this distance away from her, she'd already be running. She'd be staying away from them. And this is part of the reason I'm wondering if Pretty Bird is having those little reactions because of the cats. Pretty Bird, you having problems because you keep nipping at the kittens? Hmm? See what I mean? They just won't listen. These geese keep warning them. And those little guys won't learn. No, go on. Go on. Go. Go. Go, little booger. Use my other hand, Pretty Bird. Use my other hand. It's alright, buddy. Mama see you. Mama see you. So lately, that's what I've been watching for. I've been watching for trying to catch him when he nips at a kitten or at one of the cats and just gets a little bit of hair in his mouth, right? Like touches the fur with his beak. And then I've been watching for seeing if he has any reaction afterwards. So like if he's completely fine right? But then after nipping it, it shows a sign that his body's reacting. If I could figure out a pattern. Really, guys? See? And they don't run. See? And then they just stick around instead of running. You guys are stupid. Stop it. I know you guys are cute and sweet and all that and want to hang out, but geez, Bibis, go on. You're getting wet out here, honey. It's raining. Go on. Yeah, that wasn't me. That was the goose. Go. Anyways, I just fed them too. So the kittens have no reason right now to be all over me, but the kittens. Well, we're actually not planning on keeping all of them. I don't know where the other one is, but the plan is to have at least one more of them leaving our property to go live somewhere else. So if y'all know anybody in Texas that's willing to drive on down, email the same email that you guys were using for Pretty Bird's doctor's appointment. sbcmoken@gmail.com. It's the same email address. If you know somebody around here in Texas, between, what is it, Dallas and Lake Texoma area, so like southern border of Oklahoma, northern Texas area. If you guys know anybody in that general area that might want a barn kitten that's been raised around birds and overall does well, just seems a little running and preserving themselves, but other than that, they're really good kitties. Literature and well behaved. They're cute. Pretty Bird? Okay, not in the face, buddy. Come on. Don't do that, buddy. I think you might be allergic. I would not be surprised. And then thinking of all the issues you had recently. Yeah, that's Mama's scarf. Look. Alrighty. Mama needs to go and take care of something. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys a video. Let's see where Nugget went. See, little Nugget varies what she does in the evening. Sometimes she stays out, she just kind of forges around. Yep, there we go. Hi, Nugget. What are you doing now? She blends it. And then they get beat up by chickens. Nugget, come here. It's literally starting to rain again. Come here. You little weirdo, you. Look at her crown. Glowing. Anyways. Half the time, this is what I'm doing. In wind and weather. Trying to get Nugget in. Just hanging out outside. Freezing myself up. Hypothermia. Because Nugget doesn't want to listen. You know? Anyway. That's that. I gotta take care of some things. I was just trying to show you guys a video of how Honey over there is always desperately trying to get Nugget aside and never seems to succeed and never seems to give up. And he's been doing this for like a year now. So, anyway. Most of everybody's squeezed together, acclimating to the this room does give a significant temperature difference between the outside and the inside. So that's good. It helps them stay warm. They have multiple nest boxes and everything else to go into. And if you're worried about the kittens, don't be worried. They have a heat pad in their little shelter. The way that heat pad works, it's specifically made for cats and for outdoor kitties. And the way it works is that it's only activated when they lay on it. So it's basically pressure activated. And while they lay on it, it only warms to body temperature. So it never actually gets hot. It doesn't stay on in that sense. You basically plug it in and it's going to be cold unless you put pressure on it and like sit yourself on it. and then you can feel it getting warm underneath you. And it warms up to a nice amount of warmth to help them regulate their body temperature without it getting too hot or risking causing a fire or risking burning the animal or automatically turning off and then the animal ending up with nothing to help them stay warm. So I do have that set up for them. They know where it is. They have it. It's up to them to use it, you know. Though they do seem to like to go under the house a lot instead. So that is what it is. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Also looking for a home for this rooster. If anybody in the northern Texas, Texoma, Dallas, Texoma area, Dallas, Lake, Texoma area, knows of someone who might be looking for a rooster. This is a young rooster. Probably about 22 to 25 weeks old, somewhere around that corner. So he's a youngin'. And I also have some chicks that need to go. So, again, email address, sbcmoken@gmail.com, the same as my PayPal. You guys can send me an email. And if you live in the area or you know somebody that lives in the area that might be interested in a rooster or in this sweet kitten, this is the one. This is kitten number 1 that we're looking for a home for. Right, Kit? Yeah, you're so cute. Anyway, that's gonna be